quiet dawn of California's central coast, the first light of day spreads over endless fields of green. Beneath the cool mist, small red fruits hide beneath their leaves, bright, fragrant, and glistening with dew. This is the heartland of America's strawberry industry, where nearly 90% of the nation's fresh strawberries are grown. Here, farming is not just an occupation. It is a living rhythm that beats in time with the seasons, the soil, and the sun. Each year, these fields yield hundreds of thousands of tons of fruit, more than 3 billion pounds, destined for breakfast tables and bakeries across the world. The United States is one of the largest strawberry producers on Earth. From the fog-kissed coastlines of California to the subtropical warmth of Florida and the fertile valleys of Oregon and Washington, the country's climate diversity allows for near year-round production. Each region has its own story, its own balance of light, temperature, and soil that gives the fruit its signature sweetness. The journey of an American strawberry begins long before it reaches the farm. It starts in the laboratories and nurseries where scientists and breeders work quietly to perfect new varieties. For decades, agricultural researchers, many from the University of California, Davis, have led the way in developing cultivars that resist pests, thrive in coastal humidity, and produce higher yields with less water. These innovations are not accidents. They are the result of years of patient observation and cross-pollination. In sterile greenhouses, technicians carefully select parent plants, isolate blossoms, and transfer pollen with fine brushes. Each tiny seed that results may represent a new future for the industry, one more resilient to disease, more flavorful, or more sustainable for growers and the planet. Once the new plants are strong enough, they are multiplied through runners, thin stems that creep along the ground and form baby plants called daughter plants. These are later transplanted into nursery fields in Northern California or Oregon, where they mature through the cooler months. By late summer, millions of these young plants are carefully lifted from the soil, chilled, and shipped south to commercial farms, where they will produce fruit the following season. In the strawberry world, timing is everything. Farmers plan their entire year around the rhythm of planting, flowering, and fruiting. In California's main production areas, Watsonville, Salinas, Oxnard, and Santa Maria, the cycle begins in the fall, when crews plant new fields under rows of protective plastic mulch. This thin layer of film helps regulate soil temperature, conserve moisture, and protect the plants from weeds. Beneath it, drip irrigation systems deliver water directly to the roots, ensuring every drop counts in a state where drought is a constant challenge. As the winter rains come and go, the plants take root and grow. By early spring, the first white blossoms appear, delicate and small. Bees visit the flowers in search of nectar, pollinating them in the process. Within weeks, the blossoms transform into tiny green berries that swell and ripen under the strengthening sun. The arrival of the first ripe fruit each year is a moment of quiet triumph. It signals the start of the harvest, an event that will continue day after day for months on end. At dawn, when the fields are still cool, thousands of pickers move through the rows with speed and precision. Every berry is harvested by hand, gently twisted from the stem to avoid bruising. The workers move in rhythm, bending, reaching, filling their trays with bright red fruit. It is an art of patience and endurance, a skill passed down through generations. The scale of the operation is staggering. In peak season, California's strawberry farms employ over 50,000 workers and produce more than 2 million pounds of fruit each day. The sight of it is mesmerizing. Endless rows of green dotted with red, the hum of tractors, the soft rustle of leaves, the distant sound of conversation carried by the wind. The fruit is handled with remarkable care. Within minutes of picking, berries are placed into clamshell containers, packed into pallets, and loaded onto refrigerated trucks. These cold chains are essential. They slow the fruit's natural respiration and keep it fresh as it travels hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles. From the field to a grocery store shelf in Chicago or New York, the journey can take less than 48 hours. Yet behind this precision is a delicate balance. Strawberries are among the most fragile fruits grown at scale. They do not continue to ripen after harvest, and they bruise easily. Farmers must harvest them at the perfect moment, fully red, yet firm enough to survive handling and transport. Too early, and they lack sweetness. Too late, and they spoil before reaching consumers. Modern strawberry farming in America blends tradition and technology in extraordinary ways. While the labor remains largely manual, nearly every other aspect of the process has been transformed by innovation. Satellite imagery and drones now map field conditions, measuring plant vigor, soil moisture, and nutrient levels. Automated irrigation systems adjust in real time to deliver just the right amount of water. Some farms use robotic harvesters, machines guided by cameras and artificial intelligence that identify and pluck ripe fruit without damaging the plant. Though still experimental, these systems promise to ease labor shortages and improve efficiency in the years ahead. Beyond the fields, technology continues its influence. Data analytics helps growers predict yields, schedule harvests, and plan logistics. Climate-controlled storage facilities monitor temperature and humidity with precision, extending shelf life and reducing waste. Even the packaging has evolved. New biodegradable containers and recycled plastics are being introduced to lessen environmental impact. But despite all these advancements, one thing remains unchanged: the human connection to the land. For all the data and machinery, strawberries still depend on hands, patience, and intuition. Farmers walk their fields daily, checking leaves for signs of stress, testing soil moisture, and feeling the texture of the fruit. They know their land like a living companion, its moods, its limits, its gifts. From sunrise to sunset, the strawberry fields of America are a testament to coexistence between man and nature, science and soil, precision and care. If you find yourself captivated by this world, the color, the scale, the quiet beauty of it all, take a moment to stay connected. Subscribe to keep exploring how human effort and natural wonder intertwine to create something as simple and as extraordinary as a strawberry.
When the sun sets over the coastal fields of California, the work does not end. It merely moves indoors. What begins in the soil continues in the cool hum of industrial facilities, where technology, precision, and speed unite to protect one of nature's most delicate gifts, the strawberry. Once the berries are harvested, their journey enters a race against time. Every minute matters. From the moment they are picked, strawberries begin to respire, to breathe, and that breath slowly consumes their freshness. To preserve the flavor, color, and firmness that define premium quality, farms and processing centers across the United States have built one of the most advanced post-harvest systems in modern agriculture. The process begins right at the edge of the field, Within minutes of harvest, plastic trays filled with fruit are transferred to shaded loading stations. Workers, often organized in teams, inspect for damage or overripe berries. The selected fruit is immediately placed in refrigerated trailers, known as reefers. These mobile cooling units drop the temperature of the berries from the warmth of the field to just above freezing, about 34 degrees Fahrenheit or 1 degree Celsius, before they even leave the farm. This first step, called pre-cooling, is crucial. Without it, the shelf life of strawberries might last only a day or two. With it, freshness can extend up to a week. Across California's main producing regions, hundreds of such cooling facilities operate daily during harvest season, forming the invisible bridge between farming and industry. From there, the fruit moves swiftly to central packing houses. These facilities resemble aircraft hangars, filled with stainless steel lines and conveyor belts. Workers, in insulated gear, sort, weigh, and seal clamshell containers, while automated labelers print traceable barcodes that record the farm, the date, and even the row where the berries were grown. It's a blend of human care and mechanical rhythm, an industrial ballet performed at near-freezing temperatures. Air circulation and temperature control are everything. Massive fans circulate chilled air throughout the building, keeping humidity stable to prevent condensation, the enemy of freshness. The hum of compressors and the steady movement of belts form a soundscape that defines modern food logistics: mechanical, precise, relentless. Each day during peak season, thousands of refrigerated trucks leave these facilities, carrying their fragile cargo to urban markets. In Los Angeles, San Francisco, Dallas, Chicago, and New York, distribution centers await their arrival. Some shipments head even farther, reaching ports bound for Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. To coordinate this flow, technology works in harmony with logistics. Satellite tracking monitors every shipment. Integrated data systems provide real-time updates on temperature, humidity, and location. If a truck's cooling system falters, alerts are triggered instantly so corrective action can be taken before the fruit is compromised. In the world of strawberries, precision is protection. Yet the journey is not just about keeping fruit cold. It's also about maintaining trust with retailers, distributors, and consumers who expect perfection in every package. American growers and packers adhered to some of the strictest food safety standards in agriculture. Each facility operates under the Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Points program, ensuring sanitation, traceability, and continuous monitoring. Workers wear gloves, hairnets, and protective clothing. Surfaces are sterilized several times a day. Even the air is monitored for pathogens. These measures are not merely regulatory, they are the culture of care that defines modern agribusiness. Beyond fresh fruit, an entire parallel industry focuses on processed strawberries, those destined for jams, juices, yogurts, and frozen desserts. In these facilities, the fruit is often delivered within hours of harvest, still cold and firm. Here, the industrial choreography grows even more intricate. Large automated lines handle thousands of pounds per hour. First, the berries pass through mechanical washers that remove dust and field residue using high-pressure water jets. Then they are conveyed under optical scanners that use cameras and lasers to detect imperfections, removing berries that are misshapen, bruised, or discolored. These rejected fruits aren't wasted. They are redirected to be turned into purees or concentrates. Nothing is lost. Every berry finds its purpose. Next comes the freezing process, a technological marvel known as individual quick freezing, or IQF. This method preserves flavor, texture, and nutrients by rapidly lowering the fruit's temperature to below -40 degrees Fahrenheit or -40 degrees Celsius in a matter of minutes. Unlike conventional freezing, IQF prevents the formation of large ice crystals that damage cell walls. The result is a frozen strawberry that, once thawed, tastes remarkably close to fresh. Massive tunnels filled with liquid nitrogen or compressed air serve as the heart of IQF plants. Conveyor belts carry the berries through frigid chambers where cold air circulates at hurricane speed. Sensors continuously monitor airflow, temperature, and product moisture to ensure uniform freezing. The efficiency of these systems is staggering. A single modern plant can process more than 100 tons of fruit per day. When the frozen berries emerge, they are packaged into bulk bags or retail-ready pouches, sealed, labeled, and stacked on pallets that move by automated forklifts into giant storage freezers the size of football fields. These industrial freezers, maintained at -10 degrees Fahrenheit or -23 degrees Celsius, can hold millions of pounds of fruit ready for shipment year-round. From there, IQF strawberries travel to ice cream factories in the Midwest, smoothie companies on the East Coast, and bakeries across Europe and Japan. The coordination of these systems, from the small farm in Salinas to a dessert plate in Seoul, represents one of the quiet triumphs of global agriculture. It's not flashy, nor often seen, but it is a marvel of human organization and scientific progress. Energy efficiency has become a major priority in these facilities. Cooling and freezing require immense power, and many companies now invest in renewable sources, such as solar arrays installed on warehouse roofs. Some plants capture heat from compressors and convert it into energy for water heating, reducing overall consumption. Automation also plays a key role in sustainability. Robots and conveyors are calibrated to minimize idle time and wasted motion. Meanwhile, innovation continues to refine the process. Researchers are experimenting with smart packaging that extends shelf life using oxygen-absorbing materials or sensors that change color when fruit begins to spoil. Others are developing edible coatings made from natural polymers, thin, invisible layers that slow respiration and preserve moisture. These small improvements, multiplied across millions of pounds of fruit, have enormous consequences for both the economy and the environment. Reducing waste even by a few percentage points means fewer trucks, lower emissions, and better returns for growers. The post-harvest system of America's strawberry industry stands as a model for the world, proof that agriculture can be both high-tech and deeply human. It connects the precision of engineering with the fragility of life, transforming something fleeting into something lasting. And while machines hum and data flows, the essence remains unchanged. The goal is to deliver the pure taste of summer, that first bite of sweetness, that burst of color, to people everywhere, no matter the season. In the heart of America's agricultural network, where precision meets passion, strawberries continue their remarkable transformation from perishable fruit to a global commodity handled with surgical care. Inside modern processing plants, the hum of technology fills the air. Conveyor belts glide like rivers of silver, carrying berries that sparkle under cool LED light. Every movement is measured, every sound purposeful. Engineers monitor dashboards filled with real-time data, temperature, humidity, throughput, energy use. Here, agriculture merges seamlessly with industry, the fields of earth giving way to the factories of steel. At the start of each line, the berries are gently poured into stainless steel hoppers. Machines separate them by size and density using air jets and vibration.
Long before a single strawberry reaches the field, its story begins in a place of quiet discovery,
a greenhouse or laboratory where science and nature meet in delicate conversation. Here, under the hum of fluorescent lights, rows of plants stretch toward controlled sunlight, their leaves glistening with moisture from precisely measured mists. Each of these plants represents a possibility, a genetic variation, a new combination of sweetness, color, and endurance. This is the unseen foundation of the strawberry industry, the world of research and breeding. Across the United States, particularly in California, Oregon, and Florida, generations of scientists have dedicated their lives to understanding this complex fruit. The strawberry may seem simple, but in biological terms, it is astonishingly intricate. It is an octoploid plant, meaning it carries 8 sets of chromosomes, compared to the 2 found in humans. This genetic abundance gives breeders a vast canvas of traits to work with, but also makes their task immensely challenging. At research institutes like the University of California, Davis, teams of geneticists, horticulturists, and plant pathologists spend years developing new cultivars. They study disease resistance, flavor chemistry, and the structural integrity of fruit cells under refrigeration. Each year, thousands of experimental crosses are made, and only a few ever reach commercial release. The process begins with selection. Scientists identify parent plants that carry desirable traits. Perhaps one is exceptionally sweet, while another resists a particular fungal disease. In sterile greenhouses, they carefully transfer pollen from one flower to another, then cover the blossoms to prevent accidental cross-pollination. When the resulting fruits ripen, their seeds are collected, dried, and germinated. From a single batch of crosses, hundreds of seedlings emerge, each one genetically unique. These seedlings are moved to test plots, where they are evaluated for growth patterns, yield, size, and taste. Researchers record everything: how quickly each plant flowers, how evenly it ripens, how it responds to heat or drought. Only a handful show the balance of traits needed for further trials. Those that do are propagated into dozens of clones, planted in multiple regions to assess how they perform under different conditions, from the cool fogs of Watsonville to the subtropical humidity of Plant City, Florida. The process takes years. Only after passing rigorous sensory panels, pathogen tests, and field evaluations does a new variety earn a name and a place in the commercial world. One such success was the Monterey variety, developed at UC Davis in the early 2010s. It offered high yields, excellent flavor, and strong disease resistance, quickly becoming a favorite among growers. Others like Albion and San Andreas were bred for uniformity and extended shelf life, ideal for long-distance shipping. These cultivars now dominate fields across the western United States and beyond. But the goal of modern breeding extends beyond yield and transportability. The next frontier is sustainability, creating strawberries that thrive with fewer resources, drought-resistant varieties that require less irrigation, plants that naturally repel pests, reducing the need for pesticides, strawberries that can withstand the increasing extremes of temperature caused by climate change. In recent years, molecular genetics has accelerated this work. Using tools like CRISPR and genome sequencing, scientists can now identify the exact genes responsible for specific traits. Instead of relying solely on crossbreeding, which can take a decade to produce results, scientists can target improvements precisely, editing a single gene to enhance sweetness or reduce susceptibility to mold. However, the industry remains cautious. Consumers often prefer natural breeding over genetic modification, and regulations around edited crops vary globally. As a result, much of the innovation still relies on traditional techniques guided by new genomic insights, a fusion of old patience and new precision. Beyond the laboratories, large nurseries play a vital role in scaling these scientific breakthroughs into real-world success. In Northern California,
Oregon and Washington, vast propagation fields stretch across the landscape, producing billions of strawberry runners each year. These nurseries are where science becomes industry, where a single experimental plant transforms into millions of identical daughters ready for farmers' fields. Each young plant is inspected, tagged, and cooled for transport. The logistics are astonishing. Within a few weeks, refrigerated trucks carry the plants hundreds of miles to their final destinations. Timing is everything. If planting occurs too early or too late, yields can drop dramatically. Growers rely on precise forecasts and historical data to plan their seasons, aligning with the rhythms of nature, even as technology refines every step. In this intricate dance between laboratory and field, between microscope and soil, lies the genius of modern agriculture. Every breakthrough reflects not just human curiosity, but humility, an understanding that nature still holds the final say. The breeders themselves often describe their work with reverence. To them, each new cultivar is like a story, one written slowly across years of observation and care. They speak not only of sweetness or firmness, but of resilience, adaptability, and beauty. Their goal is not perfection, but harmony, a strawberry that pleases the palate, nourishes the earth, and honors the hands that grow it. This scale of effort extends far beyond America's borders. The genetic foundations of many U.S. varieties have spread around the world, from Europe to Asia, where they are adapted to local climates. Likewise, American researchers collaborate with breeders in Japan, Mexico, and the Netherlands, sharing knowledge and genetic material to improve global food security. This international exchange has turned the strawberry into a symbol of cooperation, a fruit that transcends national boundaries through shared science. It reminds us that food, at its best, is not just a product, but a partnership between nations, between nature and human intellect. In the coming decades, the focus of strawberry research is expected to shift even further toward sustainability and health. Scientists are exploring ways to enhance the fruit's nutritional profile, increasing antioxidants, vitamin C, and anti-inflammatory compounds. Studies at institutions like the USDA's Agricultural Research Service have already revealed that strawberries can help regulate blood sugar and reduce oxidative stress, making them a potent ally in preventative nutrition. This intersection of agriculture and wellness reflects a broader truth, that what we grow shapes who we are. The strawberry, once a luxury of summer gardens, has become a daily food for millions, accessible, nourishing, and symbolic of both abundance and care. As science deepens our understanding, one thing remains constant: the wonder of how something so small, so fragile, can embody so much complexity. Beneath its glossy red skin lies a network of thousands of tiny seeds, each a blueprint for potential. Within its sweetness lie centuries of cultivation, from ancient European fields to modern American innovation. And within its story lies a quiet message that progress, when rooted in respect for life, can yield both beauty and nourishment. From the high-tech nurseries and research labs in California, the journey of the American strawberry extends far beyond the nation's borders. It crosses oceans, languages, and cultures, a symbol of sweetness shared across the world. Each year, hundreds of millions of pounds of strawberries leave U.S. ports bound for international markets. Japan, Canada, South Korea, and the United Arab Emirates are among the largest destinations, their consumers drawn to the fruit's matchless flavor, consistency, and brightness. In Tokyo, pristine packages of California-grown strawberries are displayed like jewels in department stores, a symbol of quality and care. In Dubai, five-star hotels feature them in lavish desserts, flown in fresh within days of harvest. This vast web of trade is the result of decades of coordination and trust. Exporting strawberries is no simple task. The fruit's delicate nature demands perfect control of temperature, humidity, and timing. Every step, from harvest to customs clearance, is synchronized through digital systems that monitor and record every variable. In shipping containers cooled to a steady 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius, strawberries rest in breathable crates designed to balance oxygen and carbon dioxide. These micro-controlled environments slow ripening without dulling flavor. Onboard sensors transmit data to logistics centers in Los Angeles or Miami, where operators watch the journey unfold on glowing screens. If the temperature shifts by even a single degree, alerts trigger immediate action. Everywhere on Earth, hands tell the story of who we are. If you believe these stories deserve to be heard, don't forget to subscribe and keep exploring with us. Thank you for watching and for being part of this journey that connects us all.